If you keep a small spoon of water or panchamrita at the mouth of Ganeshji stone or Hanumanji stone, there is a faith that they drink water. There is a faith that they eat food. But actually, stones doesn't eat food, doesn't accept anything. It is just a stone. But Krishna eats. Krishna eats. The person eats. Okay. Now there is a big drama is going on. Hey, you stone worshippers, पत्थर का पूजते हैं आप, पत्थर का पूजते हैं हिंदू लोग. But actually speaking, we don't worship stones. We don't feed stones. Stones doesn't eat. We don't worship stones. पत्थर को पूजते नहीं हम. We worship God. We worship Krishna. We feed Krishna. Now, to understand this, it has to, one has to be little sensuous. One should have a common sense. One should have a intelligence to understand these statements. We are not the worshippers of stones, but we are worshippers of God, Krishna. We are not feeding Krishna. We are not feeding stones, but we are feeding Krishna as a service. Okay, before that, we are clear the stones doesn't eat food. Okay, you are saying you are feeding Krishna. Does Krishna needs our food? Does Krishna needs our food? Any devotees? Is he buka hai kya Bhagwan? No, he doesn't need food. Thank you, Bang. He doesn't need our food. But we serve him out of love, out of faith, out of Shraddha. We worship him out of love. We worship him out of service, as a service mood. Now, this should be understood. We see Krishna in the stone. That is love. That is Shraddha. That is not a blind belief. That is not a blind belief. So, Prabhupada says in the lecture in Los Angeles, December 3rd, 1973, he's saying, I see God and therefore I offer prasadam to everyone. I offer prasadam to him, the Krishna. Because they cannot see him, they must come to me. They cannot see Krishna. But out of love, out of Shraddha, out of Shastra Parigyan, Prabhupada is able to see God. That's why he is able to serve him. He is able to feed him, serve him, offer food to him. They cannot see God. That's why they say, oh, it is just a stone, it is a patthar. Kya khate? Patthar mein Bhagwan kaun khate? So that's why Prabhupada says, they must come to me. I will open their eyes. I will open their eyes. They are blind. So there is one song. You must be aware of this song. Kaun kahte hai Bhagwan khate nahi. Anybody knows next line? Kaun kahte hai Bhagwan khate nahi. Anybody knows the next line? हाँ, माँ शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं. You see, a young girl, she was inspired by spiritual life and engaged, when she was around 6-7 years old girl, young, very, very, very young girl. She left family. she left her house. She went and joined an ashram. So that guru, I think Matanga, yes, Matanga Rishi. Matanga Rishi, he was the head of the Gurukul. This Matanga Rishi, he guided her, and after some time, this Rishi, he changed his place. He gave that place to Shabari, that girl. And this girl started serving that ashram so nicely. Matanga Rishi, he changed his ashram, he went to different place. While going, Matanga Rishi said to Shabari, you just stay here. One day you will get the darshan of Lord Ramachandra, that Supreme Lord, Krishna. One day you will get darshan. Please stay here and serve. On the order of Guru, Matanga Rishi, Shabari, this young girl at the age of 6 and 7, from that time onwards, she started serving every single day, thinking that today Ram will come, today the Lord will come. She used to wake up early, clean the whole ashram, get some nice fruits, nice flowers for offering it to Ramachandra. Every day she was doing it. One day he came. Ramachandra, Lakshman, both came, accepted the service of Shabari. That is a Shabari, She waited and waited and waited, up to the last moment she waited. So see, this is the love. This is the faith Shabari kept on Guru's instructions. This is a faith she kept on Lord Ramachandra. So this is how, by love, we can see Krishna. By Shraddha, we can see Krishna. Not by our eyes. We cannot see with these eyes. We can only see the stone. Because this eyes made up of Panchabhutas, and stone is also made up of Panchabhutas. We can only see pattar. We cannot see, God in it. So here, if you hear carefully, Prabhupada says, I will open their eyes. It means, I will open their eyes means they are blind, they are not able to see Krishna. I will give them knowledge. It means, I will give them knowledge. I will give them knowledge, and so that they can have a faith, they can have a Shraddha. They can rise up to love and they can see Krishna everywhere. So if Krishna is there everywhere, why not he is there in pattar, his stone? Stone is also energy of Krishna. He is there in the stone also. When we offer with love, Shraddha, he accepts. He accepts. Now, what is the proof? What is the proof that he offers? He accepts. There are some other religious people. When we go to them and say, here we offer the prasadam, please take this prasadam. What they say? Have you tried any time? I tried in my college days. What they say if you offer prasadam to them?
They don't take, Prabhu. We don't eat, they say.
They say that, no, hum nahi khate. We don't eat. Why they say like that? Have you any time thought this? They say no for food which is offered to Krishna, deity in the temple. They say no. Openly they say no. Christians, Muslims, many people, some people they take it. Some people they take it. It's not that everybody rejects. Some they take. So why they reject? They reject because they understand there is something in it. There is some change happened in the food. So they are afraid that either I may become a devotee, I may become a devotee of Krishna, I may become Hindu, I may be converted. So there is some fear. So that fear is genuine. That fear is very genuine because there is a change happened in the food. When you offer a food to Krishna, that food turns into a prasadam. Before offering, we call it as a naivedyam, means bhoga or bhoga. After offering to Krishna, that becomes a prasadam. There is some change in the food. That's why people are afraid. That's why people accept. That's why people get changed their lifestyle. Prasadam influences a lot. Prasadam affects us. It affects our consciousness. It affects our consciousness. Because Krishna accepts it. This is one proof. Krishna accepts the food. Stones may not eat it, but when we offer with love, Krishna accepts it. And Krishna is not hungry for our food. Krishna is hungry for our love. Because we are looking for love. Krishna is ready to love us. It is becoming one-side love. So when we love back, then we also become cared for. Yes. That's why Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upahritam Asnami Prayatatma. I accept. If you offer this with love, I accept. And no one says this, only Krishna. Only and only Krishna says this. No one else says, Ganesh, Shiva, Brahma, Indra. Nobody says like this. Oh, you offer me with love, I will accept it. Nobody says. Only Krishna says this. Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. You offer me, I will take it. But nobody, really speaking, nobody says this in Shastras. Why? Because they take prasadam of Krishna. They won't take direct food. They also take direct prasadam of Krishna. If you go to Jagannath Puri, there is a temple called Vimala Devi just beside Jagannath temple. So after offering it to Jagannath, the plate of food, prasadam, that comes to Vimala Devi, Parvati Devi. No? Dakshayani, it comes to her. So all these devatas also, they hanker. They are trying to get some prasadam of Lord Krishna. So Krishna, but he accepts the love of devotees and that prasadam gets distributed. See, not only devotees, even Devi Devatas, they are hankering prasad, when I will get prasadam of Lord. Okay. So here, the stones eats food? No, stones doesn't eat food, but Krishna takes. So we offer out of love to Krishna. Now, little ahead discussion. One point I will explain, I will end here. So now these stones, we don't worship stones, we worship Krishna. But we invite the Supreme Lord Krishna in the stone because we cannot see with our eyes Krishna, directly Krishna. That's why we invite the Lord into this form so that we can serve him. That happens by Pancharatrika Vidhi. That happens by the Vidhi Vidhana of Shastras. How we invite the Lord into this deity, the stone. So there are two different words. There is something called statue. There is something called deity. So in temples, we are not having a statues. They are deities. Deities means, okay, in Sanskrit, Murti is different from Archa Vigraha. So Murti is just a stone, some form. But we worship Archa Vigrahas. Every day we worship them. According to Shastra, we invited the Supreme Lord into that form. So we see directly Krishna. We worship, we serve Krishna, we feed Krishna, we offer food to Krishna, and Krishna accepts it. Yes. So we are blind. We are blind. Prabhupada says they are suffering from cataracts. I shall operate, they will see it. Means Prabhupada is basically saying that he will install that faith in our hearts. He gives that knowledge that there is a difference between Murti and Archa Vigraha. Archa Vigraha is installed in the temple on the basis of Shastra, Acharya's heads, Acharya Hasteta. That's why Krishna also very mercifully comes and accepts this form and resides in the temple. And Prabhupada, he says, oh my Lord, I invited you, invited you here in this temple. These foolish people, his disciples, they don't know how to treat you. They don't know how to worship you. Please excuse them for their mistakes and accept their suffering, accept their offerings to you. This is how Prabhupada requested Radha Londoneshwar in London, in ISKCON London temple. See? So Prabhupada is directly dealing. He requested Lord to come and stay here. Another time in ISKCON Juhu, Prabhupada says, oh my dear Sri Radha Rasbihari, please stay back here. Stay back here. I will build you a nice, wonderful temple, marble temple. So Radha Rasbihari stayed, but we have now wonderful Radha Rasbihari palatial marble temple. So Prabhupada is dealing directly with Krishna. So we are blind when we surrender to Prabhupada, when we surrender to Shastra's Krishna, then Prabhupada does operation. Of course, he's a doctor. So like that. So Krishna accepts with love when we offer with love. And that we needs to have eyes for it to see. For that we need to have Shraddha, love. That comes when we surrender to Prabhupada, Acharyas. Hare Krishna. So anybody has any questions, comments, devotees, what we discussed today? Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments?